Latoya, good morning. Hope y'all are doing well. Glad you guys came to be with me this morning. Via, what's going on, bro? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Moria. Yes, yes. Y'all doing good this morning? Y'all doing good? Hope you guys are doing well. We'll wait a couple of more seconds before I start the video for this morning. Glad you guys could visit this morning. Yesterday, I started I started this week talking about purpose. And so I want to piggyback on that. Yesterday, I gave some clues to that. So good morning, Devette. Good to see you this morning. So let's go ahead and get started. So yesterday, I pulled out about purpose and I kind of correlated purpose. Finding purpose is like finding a home or doing a house search. And so, you have to, the number one thing I talked about was location and environment. You right? Location and environment. Good morning, Mike. Jean, what's going on? So location, right? And so I talked about the environment and how the environment is so crucial for your purpose to be fulfilled because we all have this potential, right? But the environment is what has major influence over the potential of a thing. Be it any food that's been prepared, it has everything it needs in order to it has everything it needs inside. Internally, it has everything it needs: a raw apple pie, a steak that's been prepared, some meat that's already been seasoned. It has everything it needs inside, but it needs to be put into the right environment in order to fulfill its purpose, right? We're the same way. We have everything we need. We're born with everything we need, but it has to be in the right environment in order to be honed, in order to be prepared and to be processed so that you can go through and then to fulfill what you are here to do. Right. And I came out with the uniqueness that we all have. We all have the uniqueness. Each and every one of us were born unique to every other single individual. It's billions and billions of people that have passed through not one same fingerprint, right? Not one same fingerprint. So that shows us a lot about our design. We're designed different. We're designed unique so that our purposes is just like that fingerprint. It is definitely individually discerned. It is unique. It is so unique. And so yesterday, I talked about the environment and I also talked about passion and how passion to your purpose is like electricity to a home. A home is great, but if it doesn't have sufficient electricity, then there are going to be a lot of things that won't function. A lot of things won't function if the electricity can't get to every nook and cranny of that home. So the electricity is that, and passion produces electricity. It produces energy for your purpose. And so today I want to talk about the master key to unlocking your purpose. The master key to unlocking your purpose. And this is absolutely a spinoff from yesterday, coming out of passion and this and that. But today I want to talk about the master key to unlocking your purpose is humility. It's humility. And I know that sounds crazy because, humility is a lot of times seen as weakness, right? As weakness, it's a weakness thing. But in all actuality, once you humble yourself to the right thing, then humility can be the most powerful force in your life. It could be the most powerful force in your life. Yes, humility is a force. It's not a weakness. It's not something it's not something to be, pushed around. But humility is if you humble yourself to the right thing concerning what you're here to do, then it can be the most powerful force on earth. And so I have a couple of thoughts I want to bring to you and to get you thinking, get you thinking about yourself, thinking about your life. And so, I brought this out yesterday. Remember, purpose is a discovery. Your purpose is a discovery. It's not something that you necessarily choose, right? Because your purpose was there before you. Your purpose is just who you were made to be. So it's a discovery. In our life journey, everybody watching this, in your life journey, you're discovering more and more about yourself. You know, from the time you were a child, you're discovering about you. You're discovering what you like. You're discovering what you don't like. That's why I like being exposed. I like exposure is great when you expose and you see different things and you go different places, you see different scenery. What's happening is you're discovering, it's self-discovery. You're discovering a lot about you, a lot about you. Everybody doesn't feel the same way you do about everything, right? Some things are gonna move you that doesn't move everybody else, right? And so it's going to require, because your purpose is a discovery, it's going to require humility on your part to accept what is uncovered about you. So what is being uncovered about you? What through your life's journey is being uncovered about you? See, that's what a discovery is, something that is uncovered. It doesn't mean that it was never there. It means it was always there. It's just revealing itself to you. It's revealing itself to you. Man, I don't know why. I didn't know why I felt like that. I didn't know that was going to bother me like that, right? It was always in you, but it uncovered some things. It uncovered it. You discovered about that. See, there are some things that may seem intimidating at first, right? There are some things about you that it may be intimidating. Are you intimidated what your inner self is revealing about you? Are you intimidated about what your inner self is revealing about you? Have you ever been intimidated about, your inner self, that inner being, that inner voice, that inner person, that I like to call it the conscience. We can do all these things, we can do all these things on the outside, but your conscience it can't be fooled. We can't fool our conscience. We can fool anybody in the world. I can come on here and I can put on the smile face and I can have everybody thinking, oh, my life is great. And my conscience can be telling me, you are miserable. You are depressed. You are struggling. I can't fool my conscience. And so sometimes your conscience can reveal things to you that might seem intimidating. They might seem intimidating. So are you being intimidated by what yourself is revealing to you? And it does take humility, right? Because sometimes it is intimidating when your inner man, your conscience is telling you that you need to do this. That can be intimidating because I might be doing this, or this is what other people may be expecting of me. They might be expecting me to do this, play the safe role, but your conscience is telling you this is not you. You should be over there. You should be doing this. That can be intimidating because, life, we build these routines. And even if it's your job and you're doing great, you're having a great time. I was looking at this story about Jeff Bezos, and I was reading a story about him, how he was the youngest guy at this major financial firm, and he was the youngest president ever in the history of this successful firm in New York, and he's doing great, and everybody's patting him on the back. Everybody's saying, "Great job, Jeff. You're doing such an awesome job way. You're the youngest. You're breaking the history of this company and all this." But when the smoke cleared, when he got behind closed doors, his conscience was saying, "Dude, there's something better. There's something better. There's more. There's more. You can't just allow yourself to get comfortable here." And you know what? He had to humble himself to do what he's actually doing now. He had to humble himself to his higher purpose. He had to humble himself to the bigger picture of his life, because the picture that he was living, the picture that everybody else could see, that was actually a very small picture. But his conscience was revealing a bigger picture to his purpose. No, this is what you need to do. You need to go out here and make life easier. You need to do something for the greater good of everybody, to make life more simple for. Of course, now he's probably, one of the richest men. I know he's one of the richest men in the world. I'm not sure if he's number 2 or 3 or what, but he's doing things, and almost everybody watching this has Amazon Prime or Amazon. You got an account. You have an account. And why do you use that account? Because it makes life easier. And that's a part of purpose. It's going to make life easier for some people, somebody, a group of people. Your purpose will be for the greater good of all. It won't just be about you or about this little small area, and that's what happens. And so, but I guarantee you, it was intimidating because he didn't know what he was going to do. He just knew, I'm not fulfilled. And so your purpose will not let you rest living unfulfilled. Your purpose will not let it happen. It will be everybody can be praising you, clapping, patting you on the back, and your purpose will be pulling on you like, nope, you know this is not it. You know this is not it. There's more. There's more. There's a bigger picture. This might be the door to get you in a place to get you closer to your purpose, but this is not your end all be all. Okay? And so it takes humility. It takes humility. A lot of times we think it takes boldness to conquer fears. And I want to challenge you to think like this. It takes not boldness to conquer fears. It takes humility to conquer fears. It takes humility to conquer fears. You know it. You've been in certain areas and you're like, everybody was happy except for you. It wasn't boldness that you needed to conquer the fear. It took you humbling yourself to that higher call, that higher inner voice that's talking. You have to humble yourself to that voice and say, you know what? I have to go ahead and do this. And then you leave and people's like, oh, what are you doing? But you were doing so great. But you were being promoted. You were advancing. You were climbing the ladder. But it took humility for you to come down and realize, yes, this thing is pulling me out of this, and I have to follow this voice. Okay. So, what are your fears? What are some of your fears that you dreaded, even from childhood, that kept surfacing? You couldn't shake them. Some of the things you just couldn't shake, you dreaded. Okay. I've spoken this before, but one of my greatest fears, probably my greatest fear as a child, was public speaking. Speaking to people in a public setting. I dreaded it. I would rather do anything. I would even rather take a whooping or spanking, however you want to call it, than speak in front of people. I would take that anytime without even blinking. I'd rather have a spanking than speaking in front of people. I dreaded speaking in front of people. What have you dreaded? What have you dreaded in your life, even as a child? What things did you just don't like doing this? I hate doing this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk in front of people. I just want to be behind my space, behind my computer, behind. How many people dreaded that? And see, and a lot of times that's what I'm saying. That's why it takes humility, because sometimes your purpose is actually the very thing that you dislike, the very thing that you're afraid of. Your greatest fears are a lot of times a clue of what you're actually on earth to do. Your greatest fears. It's like this force. It's got your purpose, and then you got this force in the world that's saying, let me buck against it. And really the force is actually internal. This battle is internal. This battle is internal, because a lot of times what's on the outside will actually kind of help push you to your purpose. At least that's how my life has been. And so one of mine was public speaking, and the other was being a leader. Okay, being a leader was my other dread. It was my other dread, because I was a strong introvert. I like to be introverted. I was always to myself, always quiet. And so being a leader, being asked to be a leader, it created this anxiety in me and this fear, because I'm like, I just want to be, to myself. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to be asked to lead. I just want to be, in my own little space, right? I want to be in my own. A lot of times that's exactly what you're supposed to do. And it takes humility to actually face that fear and to walk into your purpose, Remember, your purpose and your potential is a discovery. It's a discovery. It's not necessarily something that you choose out of the sky. It's something that you discover that's in you. You don't really want it, right? It's just something you have to, you have to humble yourself to. Is that, people choose a career. I know people that chose a career based on a family name or a family's history or a family tradition, or they chose a career based on a monetary value type thing, and it was against their purpose. And so they were doing it, and they were succeeding in that field, but they weren't succeeding in their self. They weren't succeeding in their own mind, in their own conscience. They weren't succeeding. So they had to literally, eventually, and I'm telling you, eventually purpose is going to win. Why? Because purpose was there before you were. Your purpose was born before you were born. It was there. So it's a discovery. And so you could be in the wrong field and succeeding in that field. And your purpose will be telling you you'll never be fulfilled there, because that's not where I am. Your purpose is saying, that's not where I am. You're going to be fulfilled when you walk into this place, because this is what you were put on earth to do. And that's why it's good to stop running early. And I'll say stop running early. thing that I think about when I think about purpose and humbling yourself, I think about a high speed chase. I think about a high speed chase. If you've ever seen a high speed chase, in person, oh man, it is intense. Ain't it? It's very intense. I've seen a couple, of course, they're short lived because I'm here and it's high speed, so they fly past. I remember one time I was driving like 80 on Highway 70, and in my rear view, I just saw these cars coming upon me very fast, very, very fast. And I got over and shoom, 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 shoom. It was like 4 or 5 police cars. They were coming down the ramps, and this car was flying. He had to be going at least 120 miles per hour. He was flying, absolutely flying. And then I think about purpose, right? Things and the things that we dread, we're running from. The thing that we're running from. I'm a living witness for this. Okay, speaking in public, I dreaded it. I ran from it. I ran from it. But guess what? It's a high speed chase. But I think one thing you need to think about in a high speed chase, the thing that's chasing you is more equipped to catch you than you are from getting away from it. I'm gonna say that again. The thing that's chasing you is more equipped to catch you than you being equipped to run away, to get away from it. You can't get away from your purpose. It is in you. You are armed with it. Yesterday's post was called Armed and Dangerous. So you are armed with purpose. Now, whether you discover it now or later, you will uncover what you're here to do. And so in those police cars, they're souped up. They just look like normal Fords, but they are souped up. They have something underneath the hood that's more equipped to catch you than you and I are to get away from it. And that's what I look at as purpose. How long are you going to run from it, right? You can run, but your purpose is more equipped to catch you than you are equipped to getting away from it. And that's why we have to humble ourselves. We have to humble ourselves. Another thing about a high-speed chase, imagine the danger that people are in that are around the environment of a high-speed chase. And that's a lot of times what I saw in my life until I actually yielded and humbled myself to my purpose. I was actually not even knowing, I was unknowingly putting people around me at risk because I'm not doing what I'm actually supposed to be doing, right? If I'm supposed to be a leader, it's not something I chose. But why is it that, every space I get in, you got teachers and coaches saying, hey, I want you to be on the leadership team. I want you to be a captain. I want you to be, even in middle school. Oh, I was getting, how they pass out those awards, the end of the year awards, and superlatives or whatever they used to call them. I would get these, good example awards and good attitude awards. I'm like, what is this? This is stupid. I want most likely to succeed award. I want, best dressed, or I want, best this, best that. I would get these, great example awards and good attitude awards. And I'm like, this is stupid. I'm talking about from 6th, 7th grade. And I'm like, I thought it was stupid. But guess what? It was a clue. It was a clue to purpose. And your purpose is like, dude, I'm chasing you. And guess what? Your purpose is chasing you. And guess what? It's going to catch you. If it hasn't caught you yet, it will catch you because it is equipped to catch you because it is innate in you. A lot of times we try to run. We can move to another country. We can move halfway across the world. Guess what hasn't went anywhere? Your purpose. It's there. Everywhere you are, there you are. Everywhere you go, there you are. That's it. Everywhere you go, there you are, right? There you are. The danger of not living life in purpose is, imagine if I'm in a high-speed chase running, right? And then in the vehicle, I have people I have loved ones in the car with me. And I know you've seen it. Just recently, there was a high-speed chase, and the people in the car, the person who was driving crashed. And the people in the car, most of them died. They died. And it happens a lot. The one who's driving, if you don't walk into your purpose, you don't let your purpose catch you, it can actually put people around you in danger. It could put people around you in danger because you're not walking where you're supposed to be. You're not where you're supposed to be. And so look at this word humility. It means to lower in rank, to lower self in condition, to lower self of importance, to lower in condition, importance, or dignity. That means you come down. You come down to it. You come down to it. Yes, I like that. I like that, cuz. You come down to it. That means you have to literally come down and serve your purpose so that you can serve others, right? And so And that's the thing. And until you and look, think about a high speed chase. Eventually, the safer the what makes people safe. What makes people safe is when you simply just stop and surrender, right? Surrender, and then everybody else is not being in harm's way. People on the highway, they're not getting hit, or if you're in a high speed chase and heaven forbid you're in normal streets and there's a family crossing the street or a child crossing, you don't have time to slow down. You don't have time to slow down. But so let's stop running from our purpose. Let's stop running from our purpose and just let purpose catch us. Let your purpose catch you. Find it out. What is your passion? What are you passionate about? I talked about it yesterday. And one thing I thought about after yesterday's video was passion. When you're passionate about something, and not everybody else is passionate about what you're passionate about. What passion will birth, passion births compassion. So if you have passion about, say, like I give the analogy yesterday, a single mother at the bus stop with her kids, and you see her every day. You have a passion for her. What that's gonna do is gonna birth compassion, and then you'll find yourself wanting to do something kind. And that's how we're wired. We have passion about things, and it will birth compassion about whatever area it is. Maybe you've gotten out of poverty, you've gotten out of bad situations, and now your passion now is to be compassionate towards those who are in the same situation. And now it's giving you that energy, it's giving you that electricity to do the same for others. Okay, and that's and a lot of times we think that what we're good at is what we're put on earth to do, and that's not necessarily true. I thought because I was good at something, at baseball, because I'm good at football, that's actually what I'm on earth to do. I'm on earth to play baseball, I'm on earth to play football, and that's not necessarily true. Those things that you're good at are simply something that serves the bigger picture of your life. It serves the bigger purpose of your life. And it's remember I said I was an introvert, right? And so for me, I'm sure it's the same for many of you. I was an introvert. So because I was an introvert, I didn't like, talking with people. I was shy. I didn't like meeting people, meeting new people. I didn't like being around a lot of people. But I just so happened to be athletic. So happen to be good at sport. Here it is. I'm an introvert, don't like being around people. I'm shy, don't like being the center of attention. I hate that. But then I'm good at sports. So I remember my family, we moved to Minnesota when I was 10 years old, moved to Minnesota. And so now I'm in, which even worse for an introvert. Now I'm in an environment of a whole bunch of people that are staring at the new person who don't know me. And now I'm in that place. And I was so quiet. I was so introverted. People were like, "Do you talk? Do you even talk?" And I was like, yeah, I talk, but I was so quiet. And I remember the defining moment was on the playground one day. I would come out, these guys, they'd be playing football every day on the playground during recess. I remember recess. They were playing football. And the superstar of the class, of the whole fifth grade, the superstar was, he was okay. And I'm like, man, I'm faster than him. He's not that good, but he was a superstar. And then one day they needed an extra player. And so I was like, hey, they were like, hey, you look like you can play. Come on, man. And I played, and I was doing well, right? I was running past, nobody could catch me. I was juking and doing all these different things. And then everything just opened up. People were like, hey, Tyrone, what's your name? Then they knew my name, and I'm like, wow. So that what I was good at was not necessarily my purpose. It was just a door to connect me, to show me what my purpose was. To show me what my purpose was, to connect, to know that, yeah, you can meet people, you can do icebreakers so that you won't be as nervous. Do icebreakers. If you might be a nervous person that doesn't like to, you get real nervous and anxious, but you might be a funny person. Make people laugh. You make people laugh. It might not be your purpose to make people laugh, but that you're making people laugh can actually make it more comfortable for you to talk to people, for you to share your ideas and share things with them. And so I just want to wrap that up, guys. Don't want to be on here too long, but I want to challenge you to humble yourself to that purpose. Humble yourself to your purpose. Come down and serve that. And I want to ask you, are you doing that? Are you in your job? Is the environment you in? Are you at your job just for a paycheck? If the paycheck was stripped away from you, would you still be passionate about your work? Would you still be passionate about your work? Would you volunteer for the very thing that you're actually earning an income with? Would you volunteer and do that same work? If you had all the money in the world, would you volunteer and do that? If not, it shows you might not be passionate and it might not be connected to your purpose. Okay? So I have one quote I want to share. One quote I want to end this with. This quote is it says the purpose. It's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Okay, it says the purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have, and it says to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. Read that one more time. The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. And that's Ralph Waldo Emerson who gave that quote. I really like that quote. Of course, I don't agree with everything just about anybody says, but I love this quote and I do believe in some of his principles. So hope you guys have an awesome day. Choose you. Choose you to unlock your purpose. Choose you to humble yourself to the conscience, your conscience and the inner person that you have that you can't lie to. Choose you to do it. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Love you guys. God bless.